The year is nearly over. Everybody's ready for this year to end, and that's basically what I want to do here. Let's see what happened this year in the anime/manga industry, and along the way some other stuff. Hello everyone, welcome to the Weeb Initiative. I'm your host, The Weeb. This is the show where every other week I'll be talking about anime, manga, and everything in between. This week, differently from the other years that I do my manga list update, this year I wanted to do something a bit different because the manga list update is not really that big now. I will talk more about this later, but I wanted to kind of give retrospective from what happened this year, because 2024, want to admit or not, happened and a whole lot of stuff changed. The whole industry was kind of shook by a lot of stuff, some new stuff that was pretty good, some sad stuff, some stuff that is still to be decided whether it's good or bad, and basically there's a whole lot of stuff that I want to talk about, a whole lot of events and announcements and some other stuff that I don't want to happen personally, but we'll get there when we get there. So that's basically it. Welcome to the Weeb Initiative retrospective of 2024. So for the TLDR, the good things that happened this year. We had our first anime song actually sang by a VTuber. A whole lot of spin-offs of Data Live were announced. Mecha Break had its playtest. I still want to do the video on it, but I'll get there when I get there. We had the debut of so many new VTubers, so many new generations from a whole lot of different companies and whatever. We got an actual announcement of a High School DxD spin-off, a new movie from Kobayashi-san, Lang publishing his new book, Gushing Over Magical Girls was released as an anime, and then on the bad side, then we had, I think, one of the biggest losses for the industry. Akira Toriyama, the author behind, I think most prominently, Dragon Ball, passed at 68 on March 1st. He touched a lot of people with his work in Dragon Ball and the other series that he worked on. And I mean, I don't want to make light of it, but you know, it's quite hard to actually say something that has not been said. I know that for the most part of my childhood, until I was basically an adult, I watched Dragon Ball, so it is something. But without letting this kind of get us down, let's continue and push forward with it. So what I want to talk about this year and in this retrospective is a bit what I have already done and what are my plans for the future. So first things first, right? So let me tell you a bit about what 2024 was at the release for me, right? So I focused on talking about idols for this year, and although this start was not, let's say, the most focused one, because you know, some things change in the course of things kind of is not the same all the time. We started off the year talking about Gundam, and so the 2 seasons of The Witch from Mercury and then Iron Blood Orphans, to then go into Idol Masters and Other Girls U149, which was really awesome, and then from there to the disappointment that was Million Live, and finally coming full circle with the Gundam theming of Xenoglossia. And from then on, things kind of took a turn, because I started off talking about Idolmaster, and then I wanted to see the word from the other side, because I don't know if I ever really explained this And many people that have talked to me personally may have gotten this by proxy, but I always thought of Idolmaster as a bit of a superior product than Love Live, because Love Live has always been that more tropey, more cliche kind of school setting, and things just go right. It's really like a slice of life that nothing really happens. There's no conflict whatsoever, and for the most part that's true, and I have come to accept that as the part of the whole thing that makes it Love Live in itself. But at the same time, this feeling never got out of my head and is always a nagging thought whenever I'm watching Love Live, trying to kind of compare it to what I felt when I watched the original Idolmaster or Cinderella Girls. And for the most part, this kept up through most of it. So we started off the Love Live section, let's say, with Sunshine, which I truly believe it was disappointing that there are no real good songs, nor the story is pretty good. I think they section it off pretty badly in this second entry in the mainline Love Live, because they kind of took what the original did and kind of extrapolated in the wrong directions, I think. And for the most part, it was not great. The first and the second season were not great. I liked the characters, but I didn't like the chemistry of them very much, and that culminated in me not really liking it overall. But then something shined through. The next entry was the one that actually changed me, and I will take it to the grave with this one. When I watched Love Live Nijigasaki Idol Club, it changed my goddamn life, man. Because it took the Love Live formula that at this point I was pretty okay with, and actually thought about it. Like, what if we actually put the focus on the songs and the girls? What if we did what Cinderella Girls did? And I'm not saying that they actually did this, but both of the IPs, both Idolmaster and Love Live, are held by the same company, Bandai Namco, which we'll get there when you get there, but I have some things to talk about Bandai anyways. And when we talk about the quality of Nijigasaki, I have to say that the first season was extremely positive. I had an excellent experience with it. Both the songs, the girls, the chemistry that the girls had, the whole thing that they brought up, the scenery, the whole scale of it, the idea that this didn't need to actually be the normal Love Live, because this is apparently not a mainline offering, and the whole thing clicked. And when we get to the second season, oh my god, I have to say again, shout out to the best girl in the series, Lanzu Zong. Shout out to the seiyuu, Homoto Akina. God damn it. Oh man, I can't even explain how much this changed my life. The whole thing about Nijigasaki is that they actually got real, they actually put in the effort. And that's the thing that I talk so much about in my review. They have the means and the budget and the passion to actually put in the work to do something different, something revolutionary, something that actually breaks the mold and does something that's great. And I think that the first season already cemented it really well, and the second season just came in and exploded it. The introduction of Lanzu in the anime is such a remarkable thing. It is such a powerful entrance for the antagonist. For the most part, she isn't the antagonist at the beginning, and really cements the characters, really cements the songs, the music of this whole series. It is unabashedly really exciting song, really the whole thing is really hype. And I have to shout out all the songs that I had to add this year, because as I said at the beginning of the year in the trailer and stuff, I started this whole thing and I always watch out for music in anime, because these are the best songs that I ever got for my personal collection, and I buy the CDs and stuff because I want to support the artists, the studios, the whole production chain, and the whole thing. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about, the highlight, was Nijigasaki. I want to talk more about the songs of the other stuff that I reviewed later, but easy to say Nijigasaki, Lanzu specifically, oh my god, she shone light into my heart that I didn't think that there was, and oh my god, man, so good. Then after Nijigasaki, my expectations were high, man. After Nijigasaki, I was on cloud 9, like, oh my god, what the actual, like, man, this is great. Life's great when we have songs like this. Hopefully the next installment will be as good. And easy to say, kinda not. We go back to the mainline entries of Love Live with Love Live Superstar, season 1 and 2, and then there's the third season at the moment of recording is still going, so this will be a review at some point. But the 2 seasons of Love Live Superstar, and I have to say they kept up the quality. The songs, although the massive density of great songs was not there, most of the songs were still great, really well done, really well planned, really well presented for the public. The first season had some that were pretty good, and then the second season, again, like Nijigasaki, just extrapolated it to the next level. Like, oh my god, so many good songs. Vitamin Summer, No Fiction, so many of the great songs that came out. I want to do the whole list after this, so let's get going. Then we had, after I was finished with Idolmaster and Love Live, I was kind of mixed and kind of lost because I didn't have actually a great point to go from there, because after talking about idols, after Idolmaster and Love Live, there's a vacuum of other series going on, and so I just hopped around a lot of stuff that I found with the idol tag on my anime list, and basically we ended up here. So the next thing was White Album, that is idol themed, I would say soap opera drama anime, if you will. And to be fair, the original White Album, absolutely really good, really nice time capsule of 1998. Really, like, oh my god, what did I just watch? This was really great. Then let's say the spiritual sequel of White Album 2, not as great. I think it was tuned to the new era of anime and didn't actually land where the original did. At the very least for me, I am totally fine with people actually liking the second one better than the first, but I will stick to my guns and say that the first was peak, whereas the second was not that great. Then, and this is where we can actually say that this was not actually idol stuff, but Girls Band Cry was next. Absolute banger. The songs, the whole story, the animation that was 3D, but still somehow they got it just right, to the point that I didn't feel like it was bad. It was the first 3D that was not actually obnoxious to watch, and so actually pretty good. Really recommend this one. The songs too, oh my god, this is like anime rock, and really good anime rock, all things considered. It is such a different thing, and came out from Toei Animation that do, I think, One Piece for the most part, and it is a really different project from whatever they do most of the time. So it was really surprising, really like, oh my god, where does this come from? Not to mention the project with the actual band and the girls that do the voices and so on and so forth. It is such a nice addition to the anime pantheon, let's say, the collection that we all have. It is such a great release. And then, and this is on me, okay, not as popular, I have to admit, really like Forgotten to Time. Wake Up Girls, I did the whole anime, whole movie collection. The songs were okay for the most part. The songs are, again, okay, not egregious, not bad for enemies, but at the same time, it is a product of its time, really not there for the most part. Really, when compared to the big ones, it is on a league below of it, so it is kind of really not there. But at the same time, I think for the idol theme, it was really well done. In a way, it had a lot of hints from the other big series, and for the most part, I think it was a fair effort, although did not pay out as they expected, most likely, because again, you don't hear about Wake Up Girls nowadays. Then after that, I was truly lost. There was no like real idol thing that I could cover in 3 episodes, and so I just took a bet and watched D4DJ. And much like Nijigasaki, I was not thrilled by the first season, and I think it's fair to say that the first season is, although they try to give a lot of depth, when it comes to the second season, and the special especially, I have to talk about the special, but let me first talk about the second season. The second season focuses on all the groups that are in D4DJ, and D4DJ is first and foremost a game, and a mobile game at the release. The Groovy Mix is the only one I know that they have released, and for the most part they have 6 groups, and the second season basically covers the 6 groups individually, and it does give the characters some depth, although the stories and the conflicts are pretty shallow. But again, it focuses on the songs, and for the most part, this is what really gets me going, because each of the 12 episodes of the second season, it focuses on one song for each group, and basically just all the songs pretty nice, pretty good. As I mentioned in the review, I know D4DJ by proxy because of Tanosi, and for the most part, I like Tanosi a lot, and so I would like D4DJ a lot. That's just how things work. And when we start to talk about why I like D4DJ so much, I need to talk about this special that is the bridge between the first and the second season. And although I do go more in depth in the review, I just want to reiterate here. The special focuses on the collab between Rondo and Mermaid and ends up with the insert song Fake Off. I cannot say for certain how many times I have listened to that on repeat. And to add to that, I have listened to Mermaid songs for the past, month, ever since I finished the anime, non-stop, because the songs are actually pretty nice, like unironically adding them to my playlist and actually looking to buy the CD. So this was a trip, and good trip, by the way, really interesting thing. And after this whole exciting bit about songs and music and learning of this really weird anime that treat idols as idols, but as people that give really humanity to something that we generally see just as celebrities, we have the one that humanizes it all, Oshinoko, and I couldn't have asked for better timing, if I'm completely honest. Oshinoko ending right around the time that was going to wrap up this year of the podcast is something that I want to... It's something that I feel like it was made perfectly for this, because I started and I wanted to do this exploration of the idol genre because of Oshinoko, of how much it messed up with me. Oshinoko was, when I first started reading it, really intriguing, really interesting, really it caught me by the balls, written by Akasaka Aka, this author that did Kaguya-sama, and drawn by Yokoyari Mengo. Oh my god, her art's so great. But the whole thing culminated in an ending that, not to spoil anyone that doesn't want to, but was controversial at the release, and basically, it felt like a mixed ending the year of this podcast and so on and so forth. And that's another one of the reasons of why I'm doing this, because every year till now I have done a manga list update and a bit of a retrospective on the year of what I have done and so on and so forth. But the whole thing kind of went in a weird direction with that ending, and I kind of got emotional by the end of the last episode, so I couldn't muster up to actually do the manga list update. Again, the manga list update itself is pretty small, but I do this kind of of episodes because I like to actually keep a record of the stuff I'm reading, because I think people eventually will find, by aligning interests and so on and so forth, will find this and actually look up the things I watched and read in a single year to actually take the recommendation and so on and so forth. And talking about people, that's the shout out my boy Simply Caboose on the Discord. We actually sat down to watch most of the Love Live stuff, Superstar, and then I think Nijigasaki too. We got to actually watch Girls Bed Cry together too. Really nice to watch with you, buddy. And to anyone that wants to, please join the Discord so we can actually get more people to the watch parties when we get to actually discuss this. It's pretty fun. I think it's good for discussion, and it is actually something that I really wanted to do ever since I created this show, so it's something that we could actually do this year. But now I wanted to get to the part where I talk about all the songs that I added to my playlist because of this year's so many great songs, man. So many great songs. It is unbelievable how many songs I got out of this year. I was not expecting that, and to be fair, it was not on my bigger list, but so is life. So starting from the top, and from the very first episode, I have to shout out from Cinderella Girls U149. I have to shout out both Ace, that is the theme song for Haru, and Gemstone, that is the theme song for Risa. Two great songs that came out from there, really nice. Then from Love Live Sunshine, the one song that came out from me at the release is My Tonight. That is the second season, I think nearly the end of the season. It is pretty nice. It's a fusion of traditional Japanese songs and kind of a more idol, new age kind of stuff. It's pretty nice. At the very least for me, it's the one song that actually stood out from the bunch and kind of made Sunshine kind of bearable at the very end. And then we get the problem child, the one that actually will take a whole lot of time to actually speak here. Love Live Nijigasaki Idol Club. So let's start with the huge list of songs. This first piece is in no particular order because there are a lot of songs here. A lot. So there is Go Our Way, I'm Still, Starts with Chase, Emotion, Toy Doll, Bubble Up, and then there is The Best Girl, Lanzu. These are on a special place. There is Queendom, Utopia, Phoenix, and Yemenzu. All great songs, all bangers in my book. It is insane how many great songs there are. And this is all my personal list. If you want to actually go out there and listen to all this, it is on YouTube, Spotify at this point, whatever. And man, it is so great. So great. All those songs, really nice. And then for Superstar, we had, as mentioned at the beginning, Nonfiction, Vitamin Summer, and this one I need to mention because it is so iconic. It is No Halation, V2, Starlight Prologue. Such a great amount of songs. Man, this is the result when Bandai actually does their stuff. And talking about Bandai, let's cut around to another thing. So this year has been really weird with investments and corporate bullshit, for lack of a better word. And in these waning hours of 2024, the one thing that I feared the most, let's say, it is something that was not on my bingo card. It just happened. So pull up the thing right here. So apparently Kadokawa is interested in being bought out by Sony. And I don't like this very much, if you can't tell by my voice, because, I mean, first off, right, agglomeration of companies is never really a good thing because of trust and all that shady business. Ask Google about that. And not only that, but me, as someone that played Helldivers 2 before the PSN account fiasco, and I mean, I had the PS4 for the longest time and so on and so forth, and now I play on PC because of things. I don't like Sony very much. Not the real, not the present Sony, considering how they handle their stuff. You can make a comparison to how they handle Crunchyroll for the most part. And not only that, but also pull up the news about we don't have enough IP by the Sony rep. That's the one. The whole thing kind of doesn't actually sit well with me when we're talking about Kadokawa, because if you don't know what Kadokawa is basically the owner of Bandai Namco as a whole, and a lot of other stuff, but mainly Bandai. And one of the things that it would affect is a whole lot of anime and manga production, because they own Shueisha and by proxy Shonen Jump, so a whole lot of stuff may change if Sony takes over, which is why I don't like the idea. And that's not to say that, oh my god, it's the end of the world, but I mean, it is something that worries me a lot. and in general is not great for the industry, I think, because not everyone can do a trigger again, you know? Not everyone can drop out of a big studio and follow a passion project to crowdfund an anime that actually blows up and saves you from bankruptcy at your first try. So that is to say that I'm pretty much against this, although I know at the bottom of my heart that this will most likely happen. I want to believe that it won't, or that if it does, they don't screw up everything, because, you know, this year has been hard on a lot of stuff, and I don't want an American-based company to mess up with my Japanese cartoons. That is the most YouTube approved way to say that I don't like this without actually swearing and getting my channel struck. So I'll leave it at that. But again, if we look at the example of Concord and all the other games on the PS5 and the movies that Sony has been making, I don't quite like them getting Kadokawa. Just saying. So, back to the main topic. I had 3 other anime that I want to mention that added songs to my playlist, and basically they are really important for their own reasons. So the first one, after the whole lot of stuff that came out of Digigasaki and the really decent stuff that came out of Superstar, there is White Album that gave me Sound of Destiny, sung by my beloved Nana Misuki. God bless her heart. Tsubasa Rina. Oh my god. She does so many great roles on so many of the anime that I love. I need to mention her every time I can. And then I'll just say a blanket statement of Girls Band Cry. The whole OST is great. None of the songs actually get worse. They all sit in this really great place, and basically it is all really, really good. And then for my last one that added something for me, it is D4DJ. So as previously mentioned, Fake Off, the song that basically lighted up my love for the series. Really, really nice mix of electronic and rock. It's really, really great. And then there is the whole discography of Mermaid. The highlights are Goat, Love Bite, my beloved High Tension BPM, and Discordant Mermaid. Really great songs, really nice. And then to wrap this all up, let's actually talk about my manga list update, because it is pretty short. It is actually like, I think I just have like 3 or 4 entries here. It is not much. And actually I need to make a little correction from last year's. So Assassin and Cinderella didn't actually end. I thought it ended, but apparently it did not. The other thing is, one of the manga that ended that I didn't actually mention at the beginning, Tomodachi Game actually ended this year, and I need to, for a whole nother project, I need to actually finish it. I will do a review at some point, I think, but for the most part, not yet. And also Candy and Cigarettes ended this year, too, but we don't talk about that ending, not until I do the review, because it's quite political. Outside from that, the only 2 new mangas I got this year was Nanani no Nemuri Hime, so the 7 Sleeping Beauties. I think it's the translated title in English. It is pretty normal kind of little fantasy rom-com kind of stuff. It is, at this point I'm reading it, but I don't know if I like it or not. Maybe I'll drop it, who knows. And then the one that actually is the main addition for this year, really wholesome, really cute, and maybe an addition for the Shinzo Abe special. I will talk more about this after I read the title, because this is huge. I picked up an unsold slave elf and decided to make her my daughter. It sounds really bad, but it is, as I said, one of those Shinzo Abe approved kind of mangas, because it is one of those, wouldn't it be so cute and so wholesome to have a cute daughter that you can pamper? Like, it is really cute for no reason. It is so cute. The daughter is so adorable. She's so adorable. And the whole setting is so wholesome. It is so cute. It reminds me a lot, and it sits on the same kind of realm of the Mao-sama no Musume, that is also one of those cute daughter kind of stuff. It does remind me a bit of Sweetness and Lightning, but Sweetness and Lightning actually had a bit more of a conflict to it, presented more of a realistic depiction of the relation between the father and daughter, also because it didn't have the shroud of fantasy that these 2 have, but it is still really great material to read. It is so wholesome, so adorable. I love it. I melt every fucking time. It is really nice to read. And that's basically it, right? The whole thing, the whole update is these 2 added, and the guys that ended. Also, I think Osaki-chan is nearly ending. I don't know if it's in the final arc, but it is still there. Spy Family. I don't know how that's going, but as I said at the beginning, Ado sang the song for the opening of the second season, so that's pretty great. And for the most part, that's it. Next year, I want to actually kind of revamp a bit of the idea for the show, because I think that the whole title of why I watched or why I read is kind of way too long for it nowadays and needs to be a bit more clickbaity in a way. The mask slipped, whatever. The whole thing is, I built up a really big backlog because I focused mainly on only one genre in this year, and so I have a whole lot of stuff that I want to watch, I want to read and review for next year. So 2025, it is the end the backlog year, so that's basically it. There is a whole lot of stuff that I already have planned. I have also a plan to release a Mecha Break playtest review / impressions video, but that is still in the works because my lead time on videos is pretty terrible, and I don't know if I will get this before the year ends. So yeah, but just to be sure, I want to talk about it because I want to actually make it happen, because I want to try to review more games, because I want to review everything that has to do with Weeb stuff, so anime, manga, games, music. I'm not well versed on like cosplay and gunpla, for example, but we get there when we get there, and hopefully I will get all this done within the 3/2 weeks we have until the end of the year. But that's besides the point. The thing is, thank you guys for listening, thank you guys for watching, thank you for the amazing year. 2024 was a blast. I got to do so much more stuff. I got to actually talk to more people about this whole thing, to actually come out to my friends about this whole podcast stuff, to actually meet someone on Discord, get the watch party going, although it's only one person, but hope to watch more stuff with you. And basically, thank you guys so much for the amazing year. Thank you for actually giving me some kind of platform. I know it's small, and when I look to the guys that I look up at, like, it is pretty small, but at the same time, I feel like I made kind of a difference for someone at this point. I feel so much better when I get to respond to a comment on YouTube or Spotify. It's so nice. Someone joining the Discord is also so fucking nice. It feels really good to actually discuss anime with people that actually want to discuss it. It's really great. I mean it. It's fucking amazing. And for the most part, that's it. Thank you guys again for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Happy holidays. Happy festive time. Whatever you do for the end of the year and December in general, whether you do Christmas or whatever else. I hope you have a great time this end of year. I hope we all have a great 2025, and I'll see you guys there when we get there. 2025 is quickly approaching, and so let's work out for another great year. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please share, please follow, depending on the platform you're in. Quick plugin for the Twitter /X, quick plugin for the Discord again, and all the other platforms on him. And I hope to see you around next time. Bye.